Ciao, everyone. I am really excited to be here today. It's like the highlight of some of my days here in sheltering up, as I call it. I'm here with my really good friend and teacher, my very first honest art teacher, Desiree Rumbaugh. And most of you know who she is. So many of us know who she is. She's been an international traveler and teacher and well respected in the yoga community for many, many years. And I thought that it would be really fun and uplifting because no matter what, Desiree is always inspiring. So I asked her if she would hop on Zoom with me and just share some thoughts and hang out a little bit and give us some smiles and some things to look forward to. So here we are with Desiree Rumbaugh. Hey, Des.
Hey, Paulette. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today.
Yeah, thank you. And I am wondering, I want to know where you are location-wise, because people know you have two homes. And so where are you physically?
We are in Temecula, California, because this is where the grandchildren live.
Okay, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and where are you in your home?
This is my yoga space, and I'm going to show you how messy it is so you can see that I've been practicing.
Yay, that's so cool.
For a little variety.
For a little variety.
Awesome. Where I make a mess and have a good time.
Excellent, good. So are you able to see the grandkids and your daughter and son-in-law? How's that going?
We're sheltering in place in our two homes, and either I go there or they come here every day, the kids, because one is 3.5 and one is one, little over 1 now, and they need a little help, a little support, let's just say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's wonderful that you get to support her and be with the kids and really do this together. So that's so cool. That's great. And so as a teacher that's been traveling so many years and quite a busy schedule, I'm really curious. I've been curious, like, what's that like for you now to just like not be traveling?
Yeah, I've been traveling every weekend for 22 years, which is 2 decades plus. And so that's the rhythm I'm used to. And whereas some people would be tired doing that, that gives me energy. So when this happened, it would take a little bit of time for me to get used to it. But I've adjusted and I got on Zoom, and now all the studios that are hosting me, most of them will be hosting me virtually. So it's still the same schedule, just from my own living room. And that's turning out to be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. So those who are watching now, they could go to your website and find out all of those dates and then just hop on. So if it was a weekend workshop, are you teaching that many hours over Zoom, or are you condensing the teaching? How's that
different? Some people want 1 class, some 2, some 3. So it's going to be different, but it's all on my event schedule. I keep updating it all the time, and I'm going to do my Wisdom Warriors program with my friend Karen Church at the end of May, and Andrew and I are going to do our Raising Your Vibration and Sanitas retreat from our home, probably in August. You know, everything's going to carry on as it was planned, and we're just going to get better at this.
That's awesome. So how has the technical piece been? How has that learning curve been for you?
Yeah, that is a learning curve for sure, but we're getting a lot of assistance from friends. And it's not that hard for me because I've done online videos for so many years. So I'm used to just going a one-way street. I do very much miss the energy of the students. I'm sure that you do too, and everybody does.
Yeah.
I miss that. It's because it just ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Right, exactly. So what is it that, so that's obviously a big, huge thing that you miss, because you are such a teacher that just loves on people, you know, so that's got to be really hard. What other thing do you really, really miss?
During this time? This is embarrassing to say, but I miss shopping. I'm embarrassed to say, because I don't need anything. I miss going into a store and walking around and looking at things and trying them on and you know, makeup or whatever. Isn't that stupid?
No, I don't think it is at all. I think that's one of the reasons why I love having this conversation with you, is because it makes everything so real for people. People are handling this in so many different ways. And if we could hear like, yeah, I miss going to the flippin' store and shopping.
so stupid, but everybody has their thing. Like I don't go to bars. I don't miss restaurants that much. I have my kids, thank God. I don't get to see my mom right now.
Mhm.
She lives in Scottsdale and she's 83. So I'm missing that opportunity. But
Yeah.
I'm being connected with people, having little cocktail gatherings, dinners on Zoom. So that's an interesting thing that we can stay maybe even more connected because everybody has more time right now at this moment.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, that's the other question then. What have you found interesting or new or something that you didn't expect that really feels like a gift or a blessing?
I didn't expect to be able to settle into staying home so gracefully because I'm usually gone half the week.
Mm-hmm.
But we've like found a new rhythm, and we have a great walking trail. We're lucky. We can go out for a walk in nature
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and riding our bikes. Andrew and I never have taken the time to ride bikes because I'm usually recuperating. So not having that recuperation time from the traveling has given me more time to do old favorite things, play the piano really often.
Oh, that's so cool.
The
Oh
kids
my gosh.
playing jump rope. I learned how to jump rope. So
Yeah, 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 that's great. And so how is it being sheltered in, being in place with Andrew 24/7?
well, that's something I've learned to see. That is a big blessing. Like I appreciate
Mhm.
him so much more than ever. Like I'm super lucky to be happily married because I don't think every relationship in the world right now is happy, sheltered in place. I think there's a
Yeah.
lot more domestic abuse and violence,
Yes.
filing for divorce. And so this is going to show us all really how connected we are. And I just pray that people can find their way back to each other instead of having to come apart. But that's not always how it happens.
Yeah, yeah. A friend of mine recently, she is a spokesperson for domestic violence, and she said that they told her that the numbers actually are up. And so that is really, it's one of the, there's so many implications and entanglements that are happening as a result of this that I think, sometimes we forget and we just don't think about it because it's not part of our life, but how it's affecting people on so many different levels. And that's one of them, that just to try to hold the space and light for that doesn't have to be. But yeah, I feel the same way. Steve and I forgot. I went for a 3-mile hike by myself on Sunday morning, and I came home and Steve was making pancakes, and not gluten free either, but I forgot it was our anniversary. And he's like, do you know how many years? I'm like 30 something. And it's like, no, closer to 40. So we were laughing, and I feel the same, how blessed I am to have him and supporting and each other right now during this time. So doing our walks and that. Yeah. So are your days like, the kids come over, you go there every day. So that's sort of a structured thing. But on the other things do you sleep in, or do you keep sort of a structure just to try to keep yourself normal with your eating and all of that?
I think we have finally found a routine because I think we need it. I need a routine. So we get up about the same time, we eat the same times, we work out at the same times, the kids come over at the same times, and we watch Netflix at night or whatever, Amazon Prime at the same time. And that gives us some order.
Yeah.
But, one thing I'm really aware of as we're talking about living together with our husbands is the single people. I am super aware of that. So I make it a point to reach out to my single friends,
Yes.
connect with them whenever I think of it, because they're doing really well, most of them with a Zoom connection, but it can get lonely. They're missing touch.
Yes.
They're really missing touch. And I hope that soon we can come to a place where people can get together again with masks on, even just so that we can have that human touch.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because who knows what it's going to look like when we move through this portal? How I've been thinking about that too. Like, are we as a people going to be a little bit more reserved, and how, especially in the yoga world, but we're such, yeah, exactly. We have this, but we're such huggers, and such assisters with our teaching. And will people feel a little bit like, well, I don't want you in my space? It's all unknown. And I think that's a little bit of and stability for people too. So what do you think you could share that would be really helpful for people that are struggling, whether they're single or at home with a spouse that maybe all of their, I think that this is a time of revelation. It's a lot, and how we handle this time is what we're going to greet on the other end. So is there something, wisdom warrior, that you could share with us?
There's one question that I keep running through my mind, and I share this with people, is when this is over, even if that's a year or two from now, when you look back at how you were during this, will you be proud of that, the way you were? This is for people who are already self-aware and self-reflective. So
Right.
every time you say things or do whatever we do, just ask yourself that question. And I wanted to keep a diary, but I did like one day, and then I just that would be so interesting to write down your mental state, my mental state every day. But will I be proud of the way I conducted myself and how I treated my loved ones and my friends? That's important. Think about
Oh,
how
yes. Thank you. That's beautiful. Yes. Will I be proud of myself, how I conducted myself? And you're right. There has to be some level of self-awareness and ability to do some self-inquiry. And I've been really urging my community and my people to do that, to really look at, whether it's a daily day, on the daily day, or just once a week or something, to do some self-check-in and to see what's arising for you, and to not be afraid to let the fear, the anxiety to come up, and then to just be with that a little bit and try not to push it away. And then go ahead.
to trust with faith that the universe does have your back, and some way, one way or another, you will survive, because some people are losing their businesses. They're worried about how they're going to make it. They're losing a lot.
Right.
And loved ones. And so they're not so chipper as a lot of our yoga friends who live in this little bubble that we live in. I'm aware of that. And so to keep on feeling that and putting that out there, that the universe does care about each of us. And if we just check in vibrationally and connect with that, there will be a way. Someone will come to your aid. Something will happen. You'll get an idea. You're not going to be abandoned here. That's a belief I hold pretty strongly too. And I've already lived through myself, and you too. We know that from,
Yeah.
but maybe people, this is the first time they ever got thrown under the bus so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So because go ahead.
They don't know resilience yet. They don't know that they have so much resilience yet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's such a great word, Des, resilience. And I think it's a practice, right? Too. It's just like getting on the yoga mat. And if you don't get on the yoga mat, there's other ways to practice yoga and to build that quality of resilience within yourself. And you're right. I mean, you've lived through this, so you have that past and that history to know you could live through this too. And maybe that's a parting gift that we could, those of us who have, that we just keep holding space for those who haven't yet. And, through our meditation, through whatever it is that we do. I mean, even when I'm walking and riding bike, I'm just trying to send that, comfort or that love or that energy to people that don't have that, already have that muscle somewhat built.
Yeah, it's like our ab muscles. It's like we're trained to rise up again, like the little seedling that comes through the crack of the cement.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we all have this ability. It's just some people don't recognize it or realize it yet, but they will.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, great. Well, any last thing you want to say? I don't want to take up so much of your time. It's probably grandkid time pretty soon.
Almost. Not Oh, no, this has been lovely, and keep up the great work you're doing and spreading this optimistic, hopeful message. And my hope is that everyone finds their way somehow. We really get interconnected and work with each other.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for taking time out of your day and just to sharing your energy and your love and your wisdom with us. And I really appreciate it and love you so much. So let's do an Om together. Okay. Take an inhale. Om.